Stranger Things forever, baby. All week long on Plain and Traffic. Especially iconic because of not only has Stranger Things been filmed here, but The Walking Dead too, as well, which makes this place extraordinary. Check this out. So all the way back in 2010, 16 years ago. Ooh, look at the Atlanta skyline. All the way back in 2010, The Walking Dead used this location right here in its first season. This was the very first base camp. The camp where basically Rick reunited with his wife and son Carl. Right here, you know, Shane was involved. There was a lot of people involved. Anyway. And then fast forward, check it out, right? Because there's angles in The Walking Dead where you see that rock wall right there. First base camp, the very first season of Walking Dead. And then fast forward, and I'm assuming it was somewhere down here. With the magic of filmography, so who knows how it was situated, Stranger Things decided, well, Bellwood Quarry, which is, this is now filled in and is a reservoir, and maybe it was then too, because this was where Will Byers, remember they were looking for Will Byers, and the Stadies, remember they planted a fake body of Will. I'm assuming it was down there. It was more level towards the bottom of. So this is an overlooked spot right here at the SHIRLEY Clarke Franklin Park. SHIRLEY Clarke Franklin was a former mayor of Atlanta. And I got an interesting, so in 2019, this got a somewhat of a facelift with a contribution from Arthur Blank, the owner of the Atlanta Falcons. Offered $17 million to a renovation of this area. I don't know exactly what was done. There is a lot of newish stuff. There's also construction also underway over in this area here, but so I really don't know what it looked like when the Stranger Things crew came in here to film the Will Byers moment. But that was in 2016. And little numbers right here. That's how big the actual reservoir is. Wow, man, look at that. Really? 305 feet deep. No wonder they could think of someone. Oh, and I just thought of something. No wonder they could think of somebody drowning in that. Right? And I'm going to tell you what. Now, when you look at these edges right here and right there, that takes me back to the following. Not only did they find Will Byers' fake body here, but it makes me wonder, was that area that I'm staring at right now and you're going to be looking at very shortly, was that where Mike, remember Dustin was about ready to get his, remember he's getting his teeth pulled out by that goofy kid, the bullies, and Mike said, you know what, I'm going to save Dustin's teeth and jump off the cliff. I wonder if that happened right here, somewhere over there. Because there was a Mike was looking down, and I was getting like, yo, he's pretty high up. And he jumped, he actually jumped. He jumped off the side to save Dustin's teeth. And then guess who came along and saved Mike from dying? The one and only 11. Yeah, remember? She picked him up, nosebleed and everything, and sent him right back to up top. Whoa, look at that finger. Up top there. To the astonishment of the two bullies, along with Dustin. But Dustin already knew she had superpowers. But that may very well, that might be the the top of the cliff that, then it might not be, who knows. It popped up in a search, good chance it is, but this is where they found Will Byers' body. His fake body, folks, not really Will, we know that. And then the flip to it is the first base camp in The Walking Dead right there. So this is a big moment for me. Okay, this is pretty cool. This has been a pretty big day for me. The Hawkins Lab, I'm going to put this episode out quick because I want anyone to get an update as quick as possible about the most current info in regards to the Hawkins Lab, because that may very well only be here till the end of February. And then on another note, the two worlds collide right here at the Shirley, yeah, we got it right, SHIRLEY CLARKE FRANKLin PARK, where Walking Dead and Stranger Things worlds collide right here. Two film locations stacked into one. Major locations. I think it's the Mike scene. I'm going with it. I think Mike jumped off that cliff back there. And I think they found the fake Will Byers body right down below here on the left. My finger's pointing that way. And I'm going with that. And you can see how deep this is. But where Mike jumped off, like, where's he going to survive? Nah, they said he probably wasn't going to survive that, but you're talking about 300 feet. 300 feet deep. That's pretty intense. The Statue of Liberty could fit in there, along with the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You wouldn't even see the top of it. That's crazy. Look at this. What better way to enter a park? I don't think I've ever seen one. Look at this. It looks like a giant rib cage. But I don't know, but let's see. So yeah, this is the entrance to the park right here. This is so, this is really cool. That's what I'm thinking, rib cage of some sort of what? Whose chest? Whose thing? Whose cavity? Godzilla? Kong? What the? Good grief. Yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of Playing in Traffic. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Pleasant tomorrow. And I will see you next episode. Who knows where that's going to be? Who knows? Sky's the limit.